Imagine you had to wear 18th century garb to school. Try shooting hoops in those threads. Still, the 18th century did give us something we still use every day, the Constitution. And thanks to the framers, who understood that people then weren't necessarily going to think and act like people now, well, they bestowed on future generations the greatest gift of all, the power to amend the Constitution to suit our times. As the supreme law of the land, the Constitution sets out what the government can and can't do, and protects our rights and freedoms as citizens, crimes against fashion included. It took the framers a while to agree on those laws. So, it's no surprise that they wanted to make changing the Constitution a strenuous process, which they set out in Article 5. Let's just say that when the dust settled on the Constitutional Convention in 1787, there were a few misplaced wigs on display. There are two ways that a constitutional amendment can be proposed. Either by Congress, through a joint resolution that has passed by a 2/3 vote, or by the states, through a 2/3 petition for a constitutional convention. Proposed amendments must be ratified by 3/4 of state legislatures before a formal proclamation is drafted, and the amendment becomes a law. To date, more than 11,600 constitutional amendments have been proposed, but only 27 have ever been approved. The First Amendment protects freedom of religion, speech, assembly, and the press. The 27th Amendment effectively prohibits senators and representatives from raising their own salaries. So, while you may not agree with the framers' fashion sense, you gotta admit, when it came to some laws, they were way ahead of their time. If you could propose an amendment to the Constitution, what would it be?